Yesterday I did a live addressing my opinions on Clarissa Shields, and that's not what this video is about. But I got a lot of, backlash on that video, a lot of criticism, a lot of unsolicited opinions, unwanted opinions. But that comes with the territory. That comes with being a content creator, and that's fine. And here's the thing about me: it's not that I cannot accept constructive criticism, because I can. That's not the thing. The thing is, what I don't like is hypocrisy, and what I don't like is double standards that people have for celebrities, and people have so much grace, for celebrities, but yet and still a person like myself who brings the truth and speaks truth and try to hold people accountable, I get so much smoke, I get so much backlash. And it's like, but I don't have the same smoke for celebrities though. So anyway, I said that to say, it was trolls basically on my live yesterday. I had a lot of trolls, and people that just wanted to come on there and attack me, and they weren't trying to get no understanding. They already had their opinions and their mind made up about me and the things that I post, and they did a lot of projections and projected their preconceived notions onto me, because they already have decided in their minds that they don't like the things that I post, or and it's simple. If you don't like what somebody posting, all you gotta do is just keep scrolling. So since there was so much backlash and so much hatred in the comments, so much disrespect, so much sarcasm, I decided to start blocking people. Because here's the thing: I've never been the type of person that care about somebody liking me or not liking me. I've never been the type of person that have needed validation. I've always been a free thinker. I've always been a leader and not a follower. I've always been a person to stand on my own, and a person that don't have to follow the crowd. Like, that's just never been me. I'm not that type of person. And so, I just came on here to say real quick, it's simple. If you don't like what somebody posting, just unfollow them, unfriend them. Just keep scrolling. If you don't like what I post, and then go for me or anybody else. I'm not pressed about people watching me or sharing my content. Like, I don't care. I really don't care one way or the other, because the thing about me is I have a lot of spectators, but I don't have a lot of supporters. And that's okay too. But, I decided that, hey, since I got all these spectators and I ain't got no supporters, I'm not finna keep watching people watch me. I'm not finna keep watching people watch me on my stories. The same people that watch me on my stories, especially on Facebook, they don't never like, they don't comment, they don't engage, they don't support, they just watch. And that's weird. And it's weird. It's a monitoring spirit. And if you always watching somebody's stories, but you don't never like nothing that they post, but you keep watching them, you're weird. And that's what you call a monitoring spirit. And so, people don't like the truth. They get mad when I tell the truth. They get mad. The truth offends people. And I'm not gonna dim my light. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna water down my message. I'm just not gonna do that, because it offends people. And the truth is supposed to offend people. Because the thing about it, the truth exposes people demons. My light, it offends people. So I'm not gonna water down my message. I'm not gonna dim my light. I'm not gonna stop proclaiming the truth because people are bothered by what I'm saying and what I'm posting. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not watering down my message for nobody. I don't care who don't like it. You're mad because I touched your idol. You're mad because I told the truth. And that's what people don't get about me. My ministry and my podcast is based on truth. Pure, unadulterated, hardcore truth, and I don't care who don't like it. So it's simple. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm indifferent. I don't care one way or the other. I'm not. And I'll be honest with you, because I'm very transparent. There was a time in my life 6 years ago when I first started my ministry and I first started evangelizing, and I was looking for people validation. I was looking for people to support me. I was looking for my friends to support me and to show up, and my family, and classmates and associates and co-workers. I was so excited. I was newly saved. I was on fire for God. I was hungry for God. I was chasing his word. I was just hungry and just seeking after God, and I had been through so much. And I started to I didn't start off initially evangelizing, but I started off just sharing my testimony and what God had brought me through. And as a result of that, I began to evangelize and tell people about the goodness of God. I started witnessing to people. I started witnessing to my family and to my friends, and you know, and telling them about what he had brought me through and how he had set me free from depression, and how he has healed me and restored my mind when I lost my mind, and all these different things. And so out of everything that I overcame, as a result of that, I started to evangelize. And here's the thing, initially, that was not something that I knew that I would be doing. That is not something that I had set out or aspired to do. That was never something that I wanted to do. It's never something that I thought that I would be doing. But anyway, I said that to say, there was a time when I was seeking validation from people. There was a time when I wanted it. There was a time when I thought that I needed it. But now, 6 years later, I realized that I don't. Because what I realized is, from my lives on yesterday, what I realized, and I'm so happy that I went live the couple of times that I did yesterday, because it revealed so much to me about people's spirits, and about monitoring spirits, and about gang stalking. It put so many things into perspective for me. It really did. It was an eye-opener. It was an awakening. But it just, God is so good. He just put so many things into perspective. I got so much insight, so much clarity, so much confirmation. And I'm like, dang, I'm getting all these backlash and people coming for me, when all I did was tell the truth. That's all I did. And in that, because of the nasty comments, because of the disrespect in the comments, because of the backlash, because of the double standards, because of the hypocrisy, it's like, it was an eye-opener. It put so many things into perspective. People, was taking jabs and slick shots and comments and being sarcastic. And it's like, y'all doing all this for what? First of all, I wasn't even talking to y'all. And the thing about it is, if you don't like what I post, then all you gotta do is scroll. That's it. If you don't like what I post, people, and here's the thing, a lot of people saying how much I've been talking about Claressa Shields, and they didn't like the amount of videos that I've been making. Well, here's the thing, I'm a straight shooter. I always have been that way. I'm very honest, brutally honest, and my honesty offends people. I'm very transparent. People think that I'm being judgmental. People think that I'm looking down on them, but I'm not. Here's the thing, what people don't understand. Me proclaiming the truth, me simply telling the truth, is not me looking down on somebody. And for all you people who love to say, well, don't judge, you're not supposed to judge people. Who are you to judge? You don't know the Bible. You don't know what you're talking about. The Bible does tell us that we are supposed to judge righteously. We are supposed to judge righteously. And you are supposed to have a righteous indignation. And you are supposed to call out stuff when it's wrong, when a person is wrong. You are supposed to do that. And so if that offends you, then that's your problem. That's a personal problem. I'm not these pulpit pimps and these false prophets that's around here telling people what they want to hear to get financial gain. That's not me. That's never been me. The gospel is supposed to be told, not sold. And I'm not selling my soul. I'm not cutting corners. I'm not taking those shortcuts. I'm not doing it. That's not me. I'm not doing it. So if you don't like my message, it's simple. If you don't like what I post, it's simple. Then unfriend me. Unfollow me. That's all you got to do. And y'all need to stop thinking that you can come on people's platforms and try to tell them what to do and how to run their ministry. You can't tell me what to do. You cannot tell me how to run my ministry. And that's y'all problem. Y'all think that because a prophetess or self-proclaimed prophetess, or because a pastor got a big following, or he got a building, or whatever that he may have that I don't have, you think that automatically that he's called or she's called to do what they're doing. No. Some of your biggest demons and your biggest devils are in the churches. Some of the biggest devils are in the pulpits. Some of the biggest witches and warlocks are in the pulpits and in these churches. Not all of them, not everybody, but a lot of them. And a lot of them are using divination. A lot of them are undercover witches and warlocks. But because you don't have no discernment, it's because your false prophets and your false pastors are not teaching you anything, and you're on milk. You look at somebody like me, who's really proclaiming the word of God for real, not chasing clout, not chasing likes, not chasing money, but out here chasing God. And you look at me, but because I don't have what they have, you look down on me and you think, oh, I'm not anointed. Oh, I'm not chosen. Oh, God can't use me. Huh? How is that? Your understanding of what a prophetess is wrong. Your understanding of what the gospel is wrong. And people look down on me and think that I'm unqualified Just because you're looking at my circumstances. Just because I don't have what they have. Just because I'm at the park, or I'm in my living room, or in my car. So what? Do you not know that Jesus, the Bible says he didn't even have a place to lay his head? You know? So it's like the Bible tells us we shall know them by their fruit. So I don't get caught up. And it was a time where I used to look up to all these so-called prophets and prophetesses and look up to some of these people. But a lot of them are in compromise. And a lot of them not living how they supposed to be living. And so when I call people out, it's not that I think that I'm better. It's not that I think that I'm holier than thou. We are to judge righteously. And people love to want to say, well, who am I to judge? Let God be the judge. Again, you don't know the Bible. In Ephesians 4:11, it tells us that the Most High has something called a fivefold ministry, which is evangelist, prophetess, teacher, apostle, and pastor. And I am 3 out of 5 of those things. And your inability to see my anointing or my calling, that has nothing to do with me. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I'm at a point in my life where I'm no longer trying to convince people that I'm anointed. I'm no longer trying to persuade people that God is with me and that He using me. Somebody like me from out the hood that's still in the hood. I'm not convincing you with nothing. Think what you gonna think. Think what you want. I don't care what you think. Because you entitled to your opinions. But it's quite strange that the same smoke that y'all have for me when I only be telling the truth and saying what needs to be said and speaking up for righteousness and holiness and having a standard of living, it's so ironic to me that people bring so much smoke to me and have all this energy for me. But these wolves in sheep's clothing, these Jezebels, these pulpit pimps, these charlatans, these hustlers, crickets, y'all ain't got nothing to say for them. Nothing to say. A so-called first lady, doctor, pastor's wife can wear a dress that gives an illusion of nudity. And she look good. She look amazing. We just hating. Now, y'all ain't got no standards of what holiness and righteousness is. So you want to gaslight me and say that I'm being judgmental when I'm just walking in my purpose as an evangelist, as a prophetess, as a biblical teacher. But you know what? I don't get mad. You know why? Because the Bible, we exactly where the Bible said that we would be. In the last days, it clearly says people going to call wrong right, and they're going to call right wrong. And that's clearly where we are. Where we are, prime example, Clarissa Shields. And then it's so crazy because people all in the comment section coming for me, attacking me, talking about I'm posting too much on her. I'm hating on her. I'm obsessed with her. Leave her alone. Mind my business. Last time I checked, I was the prophetess. Last time I checked, I was the content creator. I'm the life coach. I'm the evangelist. I'm the biblical teacher. I have a ministry that I'm building. And because you don't understand my calling and my gifts and my anointing, you want to try to tell me what to do. And you think I'm going to listen to you. And you want to look down on me and count me out and overlook me and try to silence me and try to gang stalk me. And you think you can come up against me, but you can't, because I know who's backing me. So you can't come up against me. You ain't anointed enough to come up against me. You're not strong enough to come up against me. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying that because it's the truth, because I know who's backing me. I know the calling and the mandate and the mantle on my life. You don't, but I do. And see, unlike most people that sold their soul to the devil or that compromise, did immoral things and stuff to get what they got, or compromising, and they're not saying what needs to be said as a pastor or prophetess, that's how I know they false. Guess what? I'm not compromising. I'm not doing it. So I'm going to stand boldly, and I'm going to walk in my boldness, and I'm going to walk in my authority. And I don't care who don't like it. And it's simple. I'm not going to go back and forth with nobody. People wanted to say, are you drunk? Are you okay? You this and you that. I'm fine. But it's clear who know the Bible and who don't. And guess what, though? I'm going to say this, and I'm not upset. I'm not angry. If you watch me, if you watch my lives, if every time I go live, you hop on here, and especially on Facebook, I can see who watching. If you don't never comment, if you don't never engage, if you don't never share, if you watch my stories, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2, I'm talking about you have watched several of my stories, and you don't never like, I'm going to block you. Because it's clear that I have a lot of spectators and very minimal supporters. And that is okay. But as a content creator, what I'm not going to continue to do is watch people watch me that secretly don't want me to win, that secretly praying on my downfall, that secretly is hating and don't want me to win, waiting on me to fail. Watching but not liking. Watching everything I post, but don't never support, don't never like, don't never share, don't never comment, don't never engage. You just watch. You know what that's called? That's called a monitoring spirit. That's called a hater. Because the difference between me and most people, guess what? I don't watch people that I don't like. I don't watch people that I don't support. I don't go on people's pages. I don't watch people's stories and always watch their stories and watch everything that they post and just watch and don't like. That is weird. That is weird energy. That is a monitoring spirit. That is a hater. And I see so many content creators and stuff going through this very same thing. So I started blocking people yesterday. So again, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not angry. I might get a little passionate sometimes. Because yes, I am hood. I am rough around the edges. And I may not be that articulate, but I am anointed. And I am called and commissioned by God to do what I do. And if you think otherwise, well, that's your personal opinion that you are entitled to. But it's weird to watch people that you don't like. It's weird to watch people that you don't engage with. It's weird to watch people that you don't support. It's weird to watch people that you low-key don't want to win, or you low-key don't like them. You don't never like, you don't never come in, you don't never engage. I always got people watching me, and y'all are weird, because for so many people to not like me, they keep my name in their mouth. They always discussing me. They always critiquing me. They always got something to say about me. Well, it's a news flash for you. Guess what? I'm a popular loner. And guess what? I know a lot of people. I don't think I'm holier than thou. I don't think that I'm God's gift to humanity. I don't think none of it. It's just I know who I am. I know what I'm called to do. And I don't need nobody's approval. And I don't need nobody's validation. I don't care who it is. So if you don't like me, guess what? I don't care. I could care less. If you don't like what I post, I could care less. And that's not arrogance. That's confidence. That's the problem. People, and I get so tired of people misunderstanding me. And that are hell-bent on trying to misunderstand me and trying to gaslight me and trying to misconstrue everything that I say and turn around and flip it and make it like I'm saying something that I'm not saying. That is a form of manipulation. That is a form of gaslighting. That is a form of manipulation and control. Gaslighting. It is demonic. It is evil. It is witchcraft. That's what it is. So if you don't rock with me, that's okay. I don't care. But just stop watching me. If you don't never like me or you don't never engage, because I'm about to continue to block people. You messing up my analytics. You in my way. You in the way. And it's selfish of people to withhold support from people and to watch them and never like, never comment, never engage. What I look back, sitting back watching people that watch my stories and they watch me but don't never like, don't never comment, don't never engage. So you think I'm gonna keep watching you watching me knowing that you messing up my analytics? No, because that when people don't engage, when you just watch people, and I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about any content creator or anybody. When you just watch people and you never comment, you never like, you never engage, you mess up their analytics. And I'm talking about people who care about it, like content creators and social media influencers. Because everybody don't care about it. And I really wouldn't care. But the only reason why I do care is because I'm a content creator. The only reason I do care is because I'm an influencer. I'm building a ministry. I'm building a brand. So I'm not going to sit back and keep watching people watch me that don't never come in or engage. And I know you messing up my analytics. Because the algorithm, it suppresses content when people don't engage, when they just watch. So I'm going to continue to block people. So again, if you see me out in person, know that I am right like this in real life. No, I don't think I'm big and bad and can beat up everybody. No, this, not that. But what I am is bold. What I am is authentic. What I am is real. What I am is a straight shooter. And how you see me on the internet is how you gonna see me in real life. I don't care who you is and what we at. I don't got no friends and I'm at peace with it. I don't care who don't like me, in case y'all don't understand. You can keep trying to tell me how to run my ministry and my pages and my platform, and it's gonna continue to go on one ear after the other, because you cannot tell me how to run my platforms and my ministry. It is simple. If you do not like Sasha Monet and you do not like the things that I post or the things that I talk about, or if you watch me and you do not engage, unfriend me, unfollow me. There is no beef on my end. But why is you watching me if you don't really like me? That's weird. That is weird. So don't be surprised if you get blocked. I'm just saying. So again, if you don't like what I post, there's no need for you to comment with your nasty and disrespectful comments. And I'm not talking to everybody. But if the shoe fits, wear it. Put it on. If the shoe don't fit, then don't put it on. Then I'm not talking to you. But hit dogs always holler. Run tell that. So I started blocking people yesterday, and I'm going to continue to block people today. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I don't care what you think. I'm not drunk. Since somebody want to be sarcastic and ask me, was I drunk? No, I'm not. I'm a straight shooter. Unlike you, the person that asked me that, you two-faced. And you can't handle the truth. And I'm too real, I'm too raw, I'm too authentic, I'm too anointed. That's why you want to take jabs and shots at me. But that's fine too. Because true prophets, guess what? They supposed to stir up controversy. That's how I know that I'm real. But y'all want people to lie to y'all. That's what y'all like. That's what y'all like. Y'all like people to lie to y'all and take y'all money. And use y'all and tell you that you're going to heaven when you ain't, because you ain't living right. And me and my purpose, me calling somebody out when they wrong, like Clarissa Shields, for saying that because I got so much smoke, and you don't know what I'm talking about, for addressing her being in a public relationship with a married man as a professional athlete and a celebrity. Yeah, that's where all the smoke came from. That's what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. So if you come on my content just to think you gonna talk crazy to me, or you come on my content you think you gonna be disrespectful, or tell me to shut the F up and F me and all this which people have done, and talk about the way I talk and talk about my hair and all this, and you coming for me, not trying to get no understanding, not trying to get no insight of where I'm coming from, because I don't care if you disagree with me, but it's the way to go about it. You can be respectful, but you don't want to be respectful because you don't want no understanding, because you want to tell me down, because you're really insecure, you really like darkness, and you want me to shut up. It's a lot of people that want me to shut up and not speak on the things that I'm speaking on. But no, you don't tell me what to do. I'm grown, just like you grown. I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you entitled to my opinion. So if you don't like me and you don't like what I post, it's simple. Keep scrolling, bye, unfriend me, unfollow me, and it is what it is. That's it. Bye. So don't be surprised if you get blocked.